pretty much we see some good stuff like uh, yes, abstract class, then interface, then creating object, right? Those things I think you get enough time to practice these things. If you have any question, you can ask me in between any time. Okay, let's start practicing object oriented concepts. So now from now on, whatever we are going to learn, we will not learn in baby steps. We will straight jump into object oriented way. Whatever code we will develop, we have to think about object and object oriented way. Okay, so that means what? That means no more lots of string and integer and double, no more employee calculator type things. It's all about class to class connection. Okay, a class will supply some very good potential, we will utilize them. Okay, so let's go with a story.
What is this called? This class to class?
Object oriented concept. So now you will think a little bit bigger. Whenever you develop something, you have to think a little bit bigger. It pretty much, if you want to think in a practical sense, then you need to build a car, and it's you will buy all the heavy products and assemble it. Make sense? It's not like that. You start from the beginning. You create the products, or each and every parts you create it. Not like that. You brought the parts from someone and you assemble your thing. Something like so. Every part is developed. Let's think about interior, exterior, engines, okay, pistons, whatever you want to think. Everything is ready, but you need to put it by yourself. You have to assemble and label it yourself, your name. You make it your car, something like that. Let's start with this story. The story is in software industry or IT industry. If you look deeply, it's all about testing for us, right? So if we think a browser, which is, just assume this is a Chrome browser, okay, Chrome, and maybe you are in a website called facebook.com. Straightforward, right? Now if you are in this website, you will see certain things inside the website. For a user to this website, so you will see ID field, a password field, a login button, a forgot account link, some more registration text, registration name and all those things, date of birth, lots of things, right? You will see a logo. Let's have a practical look. So this is if I go to Facebook, I'm just talking about these things. I'm drawing the picture. So let's go and come on. Why it's so slow? You guys are downloading something or? So I'm saying this website. What happened? What a strong caching, my God. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to show you the home page, but it's showing me logged in page. And I'm trying to do the log out, but it's not happening. Okay, so let's see here. I believe it will not come. Oh, what the hell is this? Okay, so this is the page, right? So if you see, if you look into this page, you have this ID password field, this registration thing. So that's the thing I'm saying. Now in our case, we need to test it. We cannot just go and put ID and password and then say login, right? We need to test it. That's the ultimate goal that we are learning so far. so good. We are trying to learn these things, but we are making life complicated. We are learning these things to do by a machine, not by me. So this is you, and you can perform some test maybe manually by putting lots of different scenario. Put a ID, put a password, and then click the login button. Put ID, no password, click the login button. Put no ID, password, login button. Right? This way, different. So you can say test one is giving everything happy path, giving everything okay, and click the login button. Test two is something. Test three is something. This way you can perform lots of tests. Problem is this is fine. We can do that. Problem is if it needs to be done again and again, then you will fall in a trouble or you will fall in a very tedious situation. So today you have 10 tests to be performed in Facebook homepage. Tomorrow it could be 20. Now how it could be 20? I don't know. It will happen. It will happen tomorrow. It could be 20. Then a day after tomorrow it could be 60. Same page, the test case or test number will be increased. How? Let's say today you are testing with giving an email address and password, right? Tomorrow the requirement will come that somebody can also test with phone number and password. Then day after tomorrow, the company will come, hey, we have put in a new build or a new updated the homepage that someone can use token. You know token? You don't need to put any phone, any password, any email address. You will get a token from Facebook company and you put that token, then you can log in. Right? Think about this is just one situation. Think about recovering your ID and password. Think about just to do the registration normally. Think about try to registration with the same ID and same name and same email address. Lots of scenario will come, right? Now, if you have to go through this test again and again, which is exist and it calls regression test. This test called regression test. When you do test, same test again and again. Then if you do it manually again and again, then it's a big problem. Problem means you have to always, you don't know the number, it will increase and it will be a very tedious job. Now one way we can solve this problem, that is we can hire more tester. Whenever it's 500 test case to perform again and again, then we can hire 50 tester. But 50 tester means lots of money and company doesn't want to pay that. Okay, now there is a solution to do that I will not do it. I will train a machine to do it. That machine means actually what? Machine is nothing. Machine is, you already know, you do the Java programming just to say hello world. You need to write a lots of code. Similarly, you can instruct your machine by using Java to do it for you. That hey Java, go find out the test cases, whatever is written on those test cases, understand those test cases, and according to that you do the test. One time you write the code, the way you write the code, employee calculator, you put lots of loops and lots of things, right? So this way you can actually do that. Okay, now when you do that, you need to learn certain amount of Java language coding, which means you need to understand what is a loop, what is if else, because maybe when you start running, you might need to, let's say there are 10 tests. Do you want to write 10 script or you want to put a for loop with 1 to 10? That's much easier, right? So those things you need to understand. Second thing, you have to now write a lots of code. Now, initially it was lots of code, but day by day, community grows. People comes in place and they said, hey, let's make it flexible. Let's use object-oriented concept to build something that in future, tester, they can easily utilize the old classes. Remember the object-oriented concept, you create a class, it doesn't go away. It becomes a blueprint and you can use again and again. You can create an object. In some point of time, if something need to be added, then what will happen? The class is getting extended, right? The class got its child class and somebody is using this. This way, someone came, a group of people came in some point of time and they have built something called this. It called Selenium. Right? Selenium.org. So if you go to this website, the website is seleniumhq.org. They are saying that your requirement is not to scan to information and calculate gross pay net pay, right? Now the requirement is not that. Now the requirement is what, that you have to understand fast, very fast. Just try to understand that. The requirement is no longer scanner, no longer double and decimal. Now the requirement is something that you have to tell your machine to open a browser and do certain thing for you, right? Like you have to tell your machine, hey machine, go and open a browser, and that browser can be Chrome, can be Firefox, can be Mozilla, or even you can say, hey, open a device like a APM a iOS device or something. Now to do that, somebody came in between and say, I have created a software or a machine, already a class, okay, a object oriented project that will help you to do this thing. You could have do this by your code, but somebody already developed lots of things. So look what it says. It says Selenium automates browser. That means if you need to automatically launch a browser, Selenium, the name Selenium project is already developed for this purpose. That's it. Then what do you do with this power is entirely up to you. That means what? They are not developed only the way that you can just go and use it. You can also extend its power. That means what? You can create a child class of this, right? You can create a complete child class. You can say Selenium extends my Selenium. You can do that, right? So this says you can do. How you want to use the power, that's up to you. Now, how I want to use the power? Before I want to use a power, a superpower comes with a great responsibility, right? Before you use this power, you need to learn a programming language, and that we learned so far a little bit, a basic we learned, that's called Java. Now Selenium says that I have given you this power in little different way. One is called Java, this way. So if you know Java, then you can utilize the Java. The way I develop the code, you can use Java. And also you can use other languages also. If you know C sharp, it's not limited only Java. If you know C sharp, the program, this is another programming language, you can use that. If you know JavaScript, you can also use that. But we know Java, so we will go for that. Okay. Now first thing what we will do, first we will create a proof of concept. That means we will try to understand that how actually Selenium opens Chrome browser and do certain things. So let's go to our Eclipse project, and what should we do? We should create a new project, right? So let's keep it down, the payroll, no more payroll. That's it, that baby step is done. From now on, it's all about something called, let's create a project, new project. That we'll see now. That's I'm saying, that we will take a proof of concept. We will see what Selenium do, and we will see what we can do on top of that with our code. That's it. So let's go first, create a project. Let's create a Java project, and then name the project as my Selenium project. Click next and click finish. Now we have empty project, guys. You remember all those things, right? How did we create a project before? Now this project is empty so far. It has only a folder called source. Now again, if you want to create something in Selenium or in Java, what is the first thing you have to do? No matter what, you have to create a class. Always, right? So let's create a class. So we'll say new class, and let's say this class name is my first Selenium script. That's the class name I'm giving. Okay, put a public static void main so that you can run the class. Now here, what is the requirement? First we need to understand. The requirement is, by any way I want Java code to launch the Chrome browser from my machine. That's my first requirement. Before the requirement was a little different, right? Before the requirement was get input, display output, calculate gross pay, net pay. But now the requirement is, by any way, I don't know how that way, I want Java code to launch the Chrome from my machine. Now what is a Chrome? A Chrome is a browser in my machine. If you look into my Mac machine at the below, this is Google Chrome, a browser. It's a software to browse internet. There is other Firefox, there is other Safari, and if you are a Windows user, then you will see Internet Explorer. So by any way, I want Java code to launch the definitely. ঠিক আছে এখন খুশি হ্যাপি CHROM Chrome. Okay. Now how do I do that? Remember the code. How did we bring scanner to do some part of work? How did we use the scanner class? How did we create an object?
Scanner.
Okay. So let's say now it's not scanner, right? So I can say Chrome browser my Chrome equals to new Chrome. Now problem is, did you created this class already? No, right? So how do you find it? You will not find it. So someone already created it, and that is inside this. That is actually here. That is stayed here. Now what do you have to do? You have to first download this. Now this doesn't mean the software you are downloading. It means that some project, some same Java project you are downloading. Somebody created a Java project, like you created employee calculator, right? Similar way, somebody created a complete Java project. You will see when you bring that project, you will see there is interface, there is abstract class, and all those things is there. So let's go and download it. So if you click this, you will see a download is happen. Go to where it got downloaded. Go there. Unzip that folder. So look, the version number is 3.141. It's actually constantly getting updated by company Selenium people. So this is the latest version. So I can go inside and I can see the what actually contains. So this contains some jars. Now what is jars? Jars means when you have 10 class, 20 class, 200 class, instead of giving each class one by one to the people, you compress that. So that's the Java technical Java word for compressing. Now we compress like zip unzip, right? So Java class compressed inside a jar file. You have 10 or 200 or 2000 classes, you can compress and make it a .jar file, and that .jar file you can share. So somebody is actually taking all those classes in a one file. So I have one jar, two jar, that means they contains lots of files, and I will see it. And there is another folder called libs. Libs contains more jar. Now we need all these things into our project to be work with that Chrome browser class, because that Chrome browser class is actually hidden somewhere here, and you will see it. So let's go to our first of all, it's better that you take this entire library, copy it, and the good thing is you take it to your project so that it will be always with your project. How do you go to your project? If you go to your Eclipse, right click it, go to properties, and then click this arrow here, you will straight jump into the project where the project you are actually saving. So this is my Selenium project. Let's come here and let's put that Selenium jar here so that I will easily available. It will be always in my project. So I'll go to Eclipse again. Now there is some technical things, guys. Note it down. You have to always, if someone asks you about that, what you did to actually reference external or other jars to your machine, then your answer should be something called Java build path creation. Java build path means that you have your class in your project, you need third-party classes now, so you can build a path library system so that third-party and your classes talks to each other properly. Thank you.
Can you repeat that question?
Yes. If someone asks you that how did you make a reference or make a connection with third-party classes. Let's say you create a project and you create only one employee calculator. Now I created something in separate project called bonus calculator. Somebody create discount calculator. Now three people created in three different projects, right? Now your project needs a connection with them. So how do you make a connection to all those third-party classes? There is a way in Eclipse called Java build path creation, right? But we will learn much more better way when we learn Maven. Maven is something that makes these things much more easier. But for now in Eclipse, you have an option called Java build path. Not in Eclipse, any IDE you use, there is an option called Java build path. Select this project because this project need a connection with the jar that I just downloaded, third-party jar. Right click, go to properties, and again you will find out an option here called Java build path. Right? Then you go for, see in Java build path you already have some connection created. That means that let's say the JDK, the Java Development Kit you downloaded, that is already connected. But I need libraries. Go to these libraries and then make sure you click this add external jars. You have already a jar which is connected automatically through JDK, Java Development Kit. It looks a little bit different, right? The icon, but if you click it, you will see lots of classes is actually already connected, and these are the core JDK, the help library from Java people. Now you click add external jar. By the way, some of you will see when you open it, right, in your machine, maybe Windows machine or new Eclipse, you will see module path and class path. Don't use module path, okay? That time you must have to you have to choose the class path, because what, we are connecting our class to other classes, not module. Module means something inside the class. So if you find here in library section class path, module path, use class path, okay? Some of you might get it. Add external jar, and then I will go to my project where I actually just save the project. So my project is saved in this folder called PT World, my Selenium project, and see this Selenium Java 3.4.1. I will go inside. First, I need these two jar. No jar can be left alone. Okay, everything need to be connected. So first, select these two. Click open. So two jar came and add it with your project. Then again, click add external jar. Go to the same folder. You are already there. First time you went there, so it's remembered the reference. Click libs and take all these other jars also. Click open. So all these jars are now here. Click apply and close, and immediately after you say apply and close, see this, there is another connection created with your project which is called reference libraries. JDK library is always there with you whenever you create a project in Eclipse. Now this comes, that just you created a Java build path, so it comes as a reference library.
So there will be base classes already inside.
Yes, you will see it now. Now if you click this reference libraries, you will see lots of classes here inside. So basically jars. If you go inside jars, you will see lots of classes. See, every jar contains 1,000 classes, 2,000 classes, 10,000 classes. That doesn't matter. Matter is that we cannot understand every single things, right? We can understand only those things that we need. Okay, so we need from among these entire classes, first of all, we need something that is called Chrome browser. And there is something, if you go here, what it says, Java doc, right? So if you click this Java doc, you will have a complete reference of what this entire jars are containing, what are the classes they containing. See this, it's containing everything, every single thing it has. These are all classes this jars that you just downloaded contains. So there is a Chrome, see this, what it says, org.openqa.selenium.chrome. If you click it, you will see Chrome driver service, Chrome option. So let's click this Chrome driver, and it will give you a complete reference and understanding how you use that. That means what? Somebody already created the Chrome browser, and these are the code for the entire Chrome browser. You don't need to worry. You know that object-oriented concept says if there is a class created, then I can create an object of that, right? So let's get the name of that class. The class name is what? Chrome driver. Copy it, or you just can start typing it here also. See, the easiest way is after you create the Java build path reference, you can just say CHR and control space. Control space in Eclipse. It will show you that, hey, I'm seeing a Chrome driver is there, a class, and it's coming from org.openqa.selenium.chrome. That means org.openqa.selenium is the package in somewhere here in this jar. Select it, and then you name it as a my Chrome equals to new, you have to give the same name, right? Chrome driver. Exactly like you created a scanner, now you have an object of Chrome driver in your machine. Now, if I can bring a Chrome driver, then remember what a class contains. A class contains two things. Remember, one is called property and one is called method. That means some variables will be there and some actions. Like our calculator class has 3 methods, right? And some properties means like total gross pay variable, net pay variable, right? Similarly, this Chrome driver class contains those variables. If you want to see, you can see it. Press Control or Command in Mac and click this hyperlink. It will straight jump you to the class description, and you will see all the reference of this class. And the best thing is to see actually in here what it says, that what this class contains, right? Everything is there. It says that the class contains Um, let's see the class declaration. Public static. See, these are the modifier and types. All methods is this. Then this Chrome driver class has whatever you want to know, you can actually learn from here. But let's not make life complicated. What I'm showing, just practice those. That is enough also for your learning. Now Chrome driver has something. So we will start playing with this first method of Chrome driver, which is called get.
Oh, আমার লিখেছো?
আপনার দিকে তাকালাম। Chrome driver dot get. Now see this method, guys. This is not something today coming in front of you out of the head, right?
তো chrome.exe টা কোথায়?
এখনো দেইনি।
ও, আচ্ছা।
See this get function, right? See what does it mean? This get function is actually inside this Chrome class,
Yeah.
and you just have to know how to use it. And also this function is taking a parameter. See string URL. So you just first select this, and then you put the parameter says what? What type of parameter is asking? String, right? So just plainly put HTTP clone / let's say facebook.com.
You could also navigate, right?
Yes, you can also use navigate. So what will happen now if I run this 2 line of code? By anyhow, this Selenium Chrome driver class will come into my object, that we know, right? Object oriented concept. And then that object will be so powerful, and it can call this get function of this class, the main class. And if I pass a valid URL, it will take me to that website. It will open Chrome, and at the same time it will take me to that website. So let's go and give it a try. Right click, run as Java application, and just sit back, relax, and watch and see what's happening here. See, so it's opened a fresh Chrome browser, and it's actually taking me to Facebook. See this 2 line of code is doing a lots of things for us. Otherwise we had to create it. Okay, now same thing you can do for Firefox also, right? So you can say FIRE, then control space. See, there is a Firefox driver also. Then you can say my Firefox equals to new, sorry, Firefox. Looks so interesting, right? Then what I should say to open the Firefox? I can say my fx dot get, and you can put this URL.
I think you took only Chrome, otherwise you didn't Firefox.
No. Selenium project contains everything, but I can take anything. We are not using a WebDriver to. We are not using polymorphism as of now. We are straight using object to class. Object to object, class to object. See, now if I run this, let's say I comment out this 2 line, and what should I see here? Now this time I should see Firefox open, right?
Yeah.
So let's run it as Java application. But you are seeing some error, right? Now let's go and check what the error says. Now guys, you all will see this error in fact with Chrome also. The error just popped up, right? This error you guys will see in Chrome, for Chrome also. In my case, Chrome is embedded. Some way I did, because it's a developer machine, right? So some way I embedded, so that's why Chrome is never missing. But you guys will see the same error for Chrome also. The path to the driver executable must be set by the WebDriver.Gecko driver system property. For more information, see this github.mozilla.gecko driver. Now we have to understand a concept here, then we will try to go and use that concept. What is saying is this is a computer, this is your machine, or maybe any machine, okay, and this machine contains of software, right? A Chrome browser, a Firefox browser, and a Mozilla browser, a Safari browser, right? And a code, is Java code is actually controlling them or not. Now there is a very big security risk can be happen, and also there is something will be happened that Java code can understand the Selenium code, I mean Selenium class, but the Chrome, the software, the main software can not understand something, right? So two things here. One is security matter. See, if you don't have a security, that any automation script can come and open your Chrome browser automatically and hack your system, or not. You are sleeping behind the scene. It's happening, right? Somebody send you a virus using Java or Chrome driver, and it's automatically doing lots of things. So that's why in some point of time in this WebDriver development, people says no, we cannot give direct access from a code to a browser. We need in between a third-party software, and that third-party software creation responsibility is to all the browsers company. So this is Chrome, this is Firefox, this is Safari, right? So he says, hey, we can create a Java code, and that Java code can immediately launch a browser. Now it's a very bad security risk. So that's why, hey, every company put a software in between so that it can check that who is running this code. Is this code the guy running is in same machine or a dedicated machine, and he has the authentication and all those things. So that's why they create some software. For Chrome driver, the software is Chrome driver.exe. For Firefox driver, the software is gecko driver.exe, and Safari there is Safari driver, and Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer.exe. Now you all need this software to be downloaded. If whatever you needed that, let's say if you want to work with Chrome, you need to Chrome driver.exe, or for Mac version you have to download. If you work with Firefox, you have to download this. So let's go to same website, same Selenium website. They also give the reference of them. So if you go to the download and go a little bit below, you will see this option: third-party browser drivers not developed by Selenium HQ company. These are developed by individual vendors. Chrome develops their security driver. Firefox develops something called Gecko driver. So these are here. Now we need, let's say you need the this one, right? So select it, and then from here Mozilla Gecko driver latest. Click this latest version, and after that, so this is the latest version, I think, right? V024.0. But you have to make sure one thing, guys, which is what is your version of Chrome. So the driver should be compatible. Let's say what is my version of Firefox here?
Are these websites same?
Hmm?
The websites are using are the same?
Which one?
The Selenium HQ.org.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
website.
it's very same.
It's a very big community, right?
They monitor it every time.
So what is my Firefox version here? I need to actually take it exactly that one. So Firefox, about Firefox, it's 51.01, right? So I need to take something according to that. But for you guys, you take latest. So let's go and find out. It's not in this page.
By the way, তুই একটু বলে দে তোরটা কেন? Because you are not,
Oh.
he's not updating your computer. You probably have Mozilla or Chrome automatic updates, right? So it always comes to the latest version, so it will compatible. But still check it. While he didn't do, because in this old version there is something in Firefox called Foxbox.
Firebug.
Firebug, right? Firebug. That's why he's not updating that, because that's a very commonly used things that we used to do. But in your case, it's still
You don't
make
need to worry.
sure the version is compatible.
Latest.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
this is not a very good thing that you use older version. I'm using for a very specific reason. But when I do my code, right? When I run my code, that time I run the code in a machine where actually everything is latest. You should not use older. See what is the
They're not going to
latest.
ask you which version of Chrome you're using, because they know that everybody knows that. You can just
The bottom line is always remember the way you connect it with the older and newer version. The same thing, just you have to remember the older and newer version number. That's it. Interviewer will mostly not ask that what version of Chrome you use, right?
No, they may ask you what version of SQL Server you're using.
Yeah.
They may ask you what version of QTP you're using. They may ask you that, but they're never going to ask you about the browser.
Now, if I go below, Isn't it looks little older than me, the latest version number?
What do you mean?
51.0. Interface? Which
She's
question
she's
টা বুঝি নাই।
talking about ওই যে constant final যে ইয়ে ছিল না যে ও বলতেছে যে ওই যে variable কি ধরনের variables থাকে
কোথায়?
you like you know how what are the different kind of variables or like you have constant, you have something
Final.
global, something local instances. So those instances you have. So but you're using the new one. So local static, or which is global, and there is another also final or constant, I believe. They have another question he can then ask
Static,
you
non-static.
global, but they're gonna ask you also what is the difference between final, finally, and finalize. Those that these kind of questions they're gonna ask you, and method overloading, overriding, of course they're gonna ask you. Constructor, what is this? You remember these? These the
Gecko driver 18 আমার দরকার হবে 0.18.0
হ্যাঁ
আমার একটু আমার আমার ইয়াটা ওল্ড তো
তুই কি মিউজিয়ামে যাইতেছিস?
না না ওই যে ওই ফায়ারবকটা হারাইতে চাই না anyhow I don't want to lose
তুই
that
একটা
fire
কাজ করতে পারিস, সেটা কি জানিস?
okay.
তুই একটা কি বলে
See I need this one
না তোর এটা তো অন্য জায়গায় সেভ করার কথা, তো আগে তুই ইউজ করছিস।
no see this Firefox company right Mozilla they becomes very dynamic if you update you cannot go back
না আমি সেটা বলি না, বললাম যে এই গেকো ড্রাইভারটাই তোর কাছে অন্য জায়গায়
আর ছিল I know না এখন কোথায় আছে
তুই একটা রেখে দে।
না রাখতে হবে
প্রতিবার কিন্তু
see this so you have to download here so there is some driver it's for we will so for my Mac so you see any Mac see this is Mac right Linux hmm?
the version.
So my Firefox is old, very old. See, the latest Firefox version is 72, 75. Okay, so you take a latest version of Gecko driver. Don't be confused. For you guys, it's straightforward. For me to show you guys, I need to go a little bit back because my Firefox is very old, 51, and I'm not updating from 51. There is a very special reason for that. I will tell you a little bit later. এখন না একটু পরে দেখাবো ঠিক আছে
I'm saying if you update it, right, come new version.
You cannot downgrade.
Yeah, I cannot downgrade.
No, I'm saying if you update it,
Hmm.
so you can go back to old version.
Yes.
So that's what I say.
That's what I'm saying. So let's take this one, the Mac OS version. So I just took it. Now what you have to do, guys, for you for your understanding, just unzip the file. See, I have just unzipped the Gecko driver here. So just double click and it will unzip it. And so this is called Gecko driver, right? You will not see this number because see, আমার download folder ছিল. Copy it. Copy and take it to the same project. Copy, go to your project folder, Eclipse Workspace, then PT World, my Selenium, and I will actually keep this into this project folder. Move item here. Now see this Gecko driver is here. Just take out this number 3. You don't need this. If you see a number, don't need it. Just but for Windows guys, you will see Gecko driver.exe. Okay, so when you go for the download, the link will show you which one you should download. Similar way, you can download Chrome driver. Similar way, you can download. After you download, put it into your machine. Then you go to your code and write down a very special code called. Anyone have that code? Remember?
System properties.
System dot
Properties.
system
Dot get
dot
properties. Set properties.
first set property.
Set properties.
Set properties.
Keys and values of it.
Yes. Key is
Gecko driver dot যে লেখা ছিল যে
এখানে আছে না নাকি?
web driver dot gecko driver dot
ও ওখানে লিখে দিছ না?
লেখা ছিল লেখা আছে এই তার উপরে একদম ফার্স্ট লাইন ওই ফার্স্ট রেড
Oh, okay. The path to the driver executable must be WebDriver dot.
Exactly.
See this. So these are also string parameter. Okay. And just put this key and put a value. Now what the value should be? Value should be the path of your where the file you just downloaded and saved. So you can get your file path in Windows. There is a way. In Mac there is a way also. You can just right click the file, and in Mac you go for get info. Then you see this Macintosh HD blah blah blah. Just copy this
And
and
Windows
and
shift.
Windows shift right click, you will get the path, copy path.
Right.
So put it here. Now when you put it here, there is one more problem you will face, which is called,
Double.
yes. So after you give that, then you give the name of the file. So what is the name of the file? So this is the path, guys. This is where the file is. And what is the file name? For me, the file name is Gecko driver. Only the Gecko driver. So I will copy this file name as well, and I will put it at the end of my Gecko driver. That's it. I don't need to put any exe. Okay. In Windows, you have to put exe.
And also double slash.
And in Java, in Mac, when you use Windows, right? Windows path will come like this, guys. So when you use Windows,
Double slash.
hmm, ठीक है से? So when you use Windows, you might be see the path like that, right? But in Java, see, this is also a learning. In Java, this thing has a special meaning. This is called slash is a very special meaning in Java. Okay, that's why to make slash work, you have to put escape character. Escape character means you have to put a double slash, so that this slash is no longer using as a special character, is using as a real slash.
That's also
So
a
you
regular
can,
expression.
yes. So you can use this double slash for your path. Okay. I think for Mac it doesn't necessary.
Neither is the EXE.
In Windows you have to write down exe here. So let's right click, run as Java application now and see what it says. So now it says a lots of error, but it's actually able to connect. But my Firefox is very old, so I'm not gonna spend more time to fix it. Okay, you guys will not have this problem.
So you don't need that for the Chrome.
Yeah, you did for the Chrome. So for Chrome, let's do this for Chrome. Then you will get the proper idea. So if I go to same website, so let's go to our yeah. So
First
here,
find out which version
see,
of Chrome you have.
Chrome is fine. So let's go for Chrome,
Latest.
and then I will take Chrome 75 actually. So all available download 77. I'll take this. I'm taking this old. My Chrome is also old. Sorry. I'm really sorry. My Chrome is also old, and I cannot update that also. There is a reason for that, guys. When you become a real engineer, you'll understand. It's a very painful thing when a driver update it and your code stop working. So I'll say Chrome Mac, same thing. Just go, and in some point of time, I'll show you this headache will be reduced by something called Boni Garcia. So I'll take the Chrome. So if you take Chrome, copy Chrome, go back to the same path, and paste it here. So this is the code, right? And same way for Chrome, you have to exactly write system.set property. So here, on top of Chrome. So you have to do it before you create the driver, or before you create the, before you call it. So for me, Firefox is a problem. So let's keep it skip.
What kind of Chrome driver?
And here you have to write down webdriver.chrome.driver. Then you put exactly same location, right? So I just have to change the name to
Chrome driver.
That's it. For you guys, you have to write chrome driver.exe. Okay. So Chrome is fine for me. Only problem is my Firefox. But guys, you understand the concept, right? So if you go in your home and try to practice in Chrome and Firefox both, first download the jar Selenium, then make a Java build path nicely, and then start writing the code. Chrome driver my driver equals to new Chrome driver. Firefox driver my Firefox driver equals to new Firefox driver, and make sure you put this code. Otherwise, your machine it will not work without this. My machine, see, I don't need this code. In my machine, actually, I don't need this code. That's the beauty of my computer. Okay. If I right click and say run, it will work. But for you, it will give the same error that this dot driver dot gecko driver is missing. Go to this path, blah blah blah. That's the first thing. I can now understand that. Okay, with the yes. So with the help of Chrome driver, I can launch a Chrome. With the help of Firefox driver, I can launch a Chrome. Any question, guys, so far? So far, so good, right? So let's go now and try to understand the second requirement. The first requirement is fulfilled or not? What was the first requirement? By any way, I want Java code to launch a Chrome from my machine and go to Facebook. Okay. Now let's say the second requirement is when I am on Facebook, I want to give ID, password, right? And click the login. Now this practice we will not do in Facebook because Facebook is a very dynamic website. Let's actually choose a some better website, okay? Because if you practice it in Facebook, right? Facebook ID and those things actually change a lot. So we will use some website, and I will give all this note. Don't worry. The website is called this one. MyScript. Yeah. So we will use this. Don't use Facebook. Facebook is a very dynamic website, and see, you cannot create multiple account in Facebook, right? But here
By
you
the
can
way,
create.
interview সেদিন আমরা এটা কোশ্চেন করছিল what are the challenges you have when you have using a website?
So see, I changed the URL here.
It's a
I'm
very
going to
dynamic
this website, and then while I am on MCT. MCT is actually a website that we are just working, multi-card website. That's the e-commerce website. When I want to give ID, password, and click the login button. That means what? That means I have to come here. Then when I come here, I will find a login link. Actually, I click here. Then I enter my ID and password. Then I click the login button. And for this website, the ID is user. So for this website, the ID is user and password is pass. I will give you the link. Don't worry, you will find it. And you from today, all your practice should be here, so that you will be safe. Okay, so that's my next requirement. So what is my next requirement? My next requirement is when I am on MCT. So you know how to go to MCT through Chrome. Now you guys can go through Firefox. Now you guys can go through Internet Explorer if you want. Every single line of code you write, guys, cool down. Don't be panic. Don't be get too much stress. It's very easy and straightforward. You have the class created for you. You just have to know how you put it, right? I mean, something like that. So see this, you need Chrome driver. Don't just panic and just create Firefox driver equals to new Chrome driver. Don't write that. Slowly, Chrome driver my Chrome equals to new Chrome driver my Chrome.get. Go to my practice website. Then I want to click the login button first, and then I will put enter ID and password. So let's go do one by one. Click the login link first. So the first step is actually come here and click the login link. Now how do we achieve that? So far we know that by using the Chrome driver, we just open the Chrome, and by get function, the Chrome driver's get function, we goes to the Chrome the website. Now we need another class from Selenium which is called by class. Okay, so let's create an object of by class now. Now the class name is called by. Then you name it as a by. Let me
What
see.
is
What,
by?
I'll tell you. Wait.
Another class.
B.
Plugin.
See, so there is a class called by, right? By. Okay. Now here you write down another object name. So by, let's say the object name I am naming as a login link. Okay. Equals to, then what I will say? New by, right? Now this will not work like that. See, this is something. So you cannot put like that. So by equals to, then you have to say driver, sorry, what is your driver? Microbe, right? So you say, no, let's make it simple actually. I'm trying to give you some new concept, but it's okay. So what I will do now, so we have a driver and we need to click the login link, right? So first let's take the driver. What is the name of the driver? Microbe, right? So name it Microbe. Then the way Microbe has a get function, there is another function called find elements. Microbe class has another function and that function name is called find element. So just put dot and then type find. See this function find elements, and the interesting thing is find element is taking a parameter and that parameter is an object of by class. That's why I wanted to show you. See, you have string, right? You have double. And also if you create a class object of calculator, right, that is also something or not. See, you can say calculator calculator string a, that means a is a string. Double b, that means b is a double. Calculator c, then c is a calculator class object, something like that. So that's why there is a very different kind of parameter you have to pass that you have not seen before. That means that you don't need to be necessarily limited on sending parameter for only string and double. If there is a class exists, you can send an object of that class as a parameter for anywhere. So I'm saying if you use microbe dot driver microbe dot find element, then find element is asking for a object of which class? By class. Now what is a by? A by is a very special class that contains, note it down, four special function: by dot xpath, by dot css, by dot id, and by dot name. Okay, so yeah, see if I put by then dot, then it gives me, see these are the special, but among them by dot name, by dot id, by dot xpath, by dot css, these four you have to always remember.
Expert.
Okay, by contains these four special function. By dot na ase aro ase mane ei chartai beshi interviewer ask kore because by dot name, by dot id, by dot xpath, and by dot css.
আর দুইটা জিনিস কি আছে?
Class ase, link text ase, we will go there, we will see that all together. See here, if you put by, then you will see everything here. See, it has name, class name, it has id, it has link text. See, it has lots of things. But for us, if somebody asks you that, you will go there. Now what are these special functions? They are called locators. That's your second interview catch. Always if you start talking with the interviewer, they will ask you what is your tools to use for automation. Selenium. What was your object identification strategy? What is the strategy used for object identification? So I used locators strategy. Now there are multiple locators, but I have mostly used four special locators. Okay, and these locators are, one is called id, one is called name, one is called css, and one is called xpath. Very important, very important. Bolo. Oh, charge my computer.
By the way, total how many locators? Who knows?
8.
8. What are the other 4?
Link, by class, link.
Link, partial link. আরেকটা আছে যেটা সবচেয়ে ফাস্টেস্ট which one is that?
See here, you
Name,
can
class
also
name
see here.
details.
Okay.
HTTP.
Now, we will start
is a
our
fast
practice among this all this locator strategy. We will start our practice with something called XPath. Why XPath? Because that's the most used and dynamic. You can use XPath with lots of different way. CSS also use. CSS is 1 second faster than XPath. Okay, and ID and name is only good when your developers are good. When you work in a company and the developers are very good, they are always on top of their code and they are always puts lots of time to develop a code. Because if you create a 10,000 line of website code, now you need to put ID, right? That means the developer need to be always consistent. He cannot change the ID. If he gives one element's ID as a 1, then 10,000 number of elements should be ID 10,000. Now who got that much honesty? People just want to do their work, finish and go for vacation, like me. Okay, so we will start using something called by.xpath. See this XPath here? So we will use this. Okay, now here XPath function, by class XPath function takes a parameter, that's a string. Now that string we will give, but before that we need to learn about what is this XPath is all about. Okay, so let's go to a website quickly. So if you open your Chrome browser and if you go to a website,
So what does a locator do?
that we are discussing now. Okay.
Object identification.
So if you go to a website, any website you go, so first of all let's visually understand this. So if you have a website or anything in a web, first of all the first thing is browser, right? The Chrome browser. So this is your browser. Okay, and then inside the browser what is get loaded? It's called a page, right? A web page, right? Now what inside a page is? It's all in one word we call web element. Note it down. Okay, write it down. So what we see inside a page in a technical word in Java and Selenium world, we say it as a web element. So you see a small logo, what is that then? A web element. If you see ID field, a password field, a login button, a link, a image, a footer, whatever it is, it's a web element. There are lots of different name of the web elements, but in our word this is only one thing called web element. Okay, now a web element has a location in the page. That's the main thing to understand. A web element, let's say if I go to this Facebook page, if you pinpoint this email field here, this white background, a cursor is blinking, it has a location. So what is this? First of all, it's a web element and it has a location. Okay, now to find out that location we use called locators. Okay, there is a technology in behind browsers technology and page technology and web development technology. There is a in behind technology called locators technology. Now locators technology is achieved by that 4 special kind of method, which is called XPath CSS, right? Now you can find out that location. How? There are multiple ways to find out. One is called the traditional way. If you right click it, let's say you select this in any browser, you select it, right click it, then you say inspect, it will straight jump you to that locator's place where the locator is. So it's showing you the locators or the location or the tag is input blah blah blah, right? But this is actually the code. But what is the locators for this specific element? Right click it and you say copy, right? Then you will have both options, copy XPath and copy selector. Now when you say copy XPath, it will give you the XPath locator, and if you say copy Locator, it will give you the CSS. Let's see both. So let's take the first copy XPath. Let's go to our code and I will paste it here. What I just copied, I will paste it here. See this? This is the XPath locator for this specified element. The element you just see here, email, right? Its XPath locator is called // ID equals to email. Now that's called, this is called relative XPath. When you see XPath like that, it starts with a star or // okay, then it means a relative XPath. There is another XPath system which is called absolute. Absolute means that, but that is a little bit big and little bit static. No. Wait and look. Listen.
Absolute starts from the node.
Absolute is, if you
Node.
go, then you have to find out where the location is actually started. So we are in somewhere called input, right? But this input is coming in under where? TD. TD is coming under where? TR. TR is coming under where? T body. T body is coming under where? Table. Right? Then table is coming under where? See, div. This div. See this? This is very tedious, right? But there is a way to bring it out. Now I will show you why I use a Chrome, old Firefox. Let's go to my old Firefox, and now you will understand why I use that. So in old Firefox, till 51 it was, I will tell you guys, you can also practice it in your home if you want the old Firefox. There is a way to go there. So if I go to facebook.com, there is a software that actually support till 51. After that it doesn't support. I don't know why. What is the big problem? It's a beautiful software. It's called Firepath. Yeah, Crowpath is there also. So it's a beautiful software called Firepath. If you click it, then let's say which one I want. This one, right? So if I select it, see, I'll select this and it shows me what? See this XPath? That's the absolute XPath. That means what? This entire XPath is fixed. I have to start with HTML, then body, then there is one div, there is another div, there is another div, and then finally the input, right? This way you can find it. That's called the exact location of the elements where it is. It comes under a developer's code called start with, like our class start with public class name. A web developer start with HTML/HTML. Then under that HTML head and body comes. Then body, under the body lots of different division comes. Division means what? There is a left division, right division, middle division, right? Inside the division there can be another division. Then he creates a table. In all those nested division system, he creates a table. And inside the table he has a TR. TR means table row. Table row contains TD. TD means table data. This way you can find the absolute path. But absolute path if you use, then it's a problem, because when anything got changed, maybe this left side, and let's say this today it's in div 2, tomorrow it could be div 3. That's why it's better to use relative path. Now relative path, it says that instead of using all those hamba tamba, right, you can straight use a regular expression system called //, then put star, okay, then you put input, and then you specify the input. See this.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So you can say, // then you type input, okay. Then here in a bracket you can specify the input. See, this input has ID. Now if the developer is good, every input he will give ID. If developer is not good, then same ID can be repeated. That's why you can use multiple way to find the specific item. So I can say, let's try with ID. So I can say @ID equals to, then what is the ID? Email, right? So you can type it email. That's called relative XPath. You don't care about whatever is the before. I just only care about there is one element that contains a ID and ID name is email. So if you say enter, see, it will show you exactly one item is found, and which is, if I don't put @ID, I say only input, then what will happen, guys? You will see all the input is highlighted. See, We will learn this more later. So if you put a specific ID, it's good. Sometimes there is no ID, then how do you will find? You can say input.
At name.
Yes. So what this input contains? Just look into this first. Let's say this first name you want to look. So what this input contains? This input contains ID, class, right? Lots of things it contains. So you can also find out with this class also. If there is no ID, you use class. How do we do that? We can say slash slash again input,
Square bracket.
right? Input, then
Square bracket.
square bracket, then at the rate class equals to, then you name it as a this big name. Is this a very big name, right?
You can click করলে পুরোটা চলে আসবে। You don't have to highlight it. Click on the ক্লাসের পরে ওই জায়গাটার মধ্যে ক্লিক কর, ডাবল ক্লিক কর।
তাহলে তো চলে আসে,
হ্যাঁ
right?
চলে আসবে।
Then you can put it like that. So see, it's showing me. See, this class name is a problem. There are multiple objects have the same class name. That's why it's showing me 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, can I add something?
Mhm.
Sometimes you need to make the expert you have to customize the expert. So you can put, let's say one of them doesn't carry that, you can say class name this and then comma,
Yes.
then you can put another at
And-
ID equal to this. So two attributes you can put.
So we will see these things. Yeah, sometimes you can make it more compound, like at the rate class equals to this and something else, and we will see that. Okay, just for our practice purpose, we will always use relative expert. Okay, now I will show you a good tool in Chrome also. You guys will be happy with that tool, but I'm not happy, but you guys will be happy. So there is a very easy way to take expert, which is called right click this item, then you go to inspect. Then if you lost the connection with the item, you can also use something called object spy. This is the things. You can click it and you can also choose whatever you want. So I want email, I will click this. Okay. Then I want this, I will click this. So for our purpose, we will work with this website, right? So if I need the expert of login link, how should I take it, guys?
Go to inspect.
So I will select this login, right click, and I will say inspect, right? And then
Use the icon.
use this icon, select it, and what it says? It says span, right? It says span login. So I can just right click it and say copy expert, and let's take the expert first. So this is for Facebook, we don't want to use this. So I need to click, so I need this expert, and also let's see a quick look of CSS also. CSS, how does it generate? You can also take it if you want. So if I go to that website again, right click this, inspect. So this is the span, right? Right click, and if you say copy only selector, then it will give you a CSS selector. Now let's see how the CSS selector looks. The CSS looks exactly like that. See this, @db login, then a triangle bracket and a span. This is CSS. Both things will be one. Okay, but we will use expert the mostly. So this is a CSS. Okay, now what I have to do, just simply copy this expert here and put it in this by expert section. Now you have my Chrome, which is going to find a element by a locator strategy expert, and this is the expert, and then when he finds, what you want to do on that login, you want to click it. So just say at the end dot, you say click, that's it.
আচ্ছা, রসুল, আমি একটা কথা
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
এই যে ও যে green করে দিল, double slash করে করে। মেরানিটা বুঝছিস কেন কি করছে এটা?
By the way, তোর মধ্যখানে এটা সিঙ্গেল ভার্সন
Comment এ down
কোনটা?
করেছে।
ও ওই যে এটা সব সময় ডিস্টার্ব করে,
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
সিঙ্গেল কোড করে দিই।
তুই যদি কোনো কিছুকে run করতে পারিস-
Guys, use this as a single quote, okay? See, when you create a expert, right, just use this part single quote. In between, everything should be single quote. See, this comes as a double quote, right? From Chrome, it comes as a double quote, right? Change it to single quote. Otherwise, Java will give you a little bit confused character. That's fine also. Okay, now before that, let me show you a plugin. There is a very good plugin in Chrome also, like Firebug, that you can also use, which is called Core Path. So if I go to, let's say this is a website.
ডট ক্লিকটা কি needed?
হ্যাঁ, নাহলে তুমি তোমার কাজ কি? What is your intention to go after you finding the element? What do you want to do? In our requirement, the first thing we have to click the login button.
Then what is that called? QTP করনে QTP এর মধ্যে ডট ক্লিক ডট সেট করছে
Now
this is called
here in your Chrome you can install a software called CorePath. Right click inspect. If you go to inspect, then CorePath will be available. See, do you see this here? দেখা যায় ভাই,
আমি দেই না কিন্তু তুই তো ওই যে ফাইলের
আমি install করছিলাম।
you can get
ও
extension.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, কোথায় যেন install করছিলাম? এই যে see this, if you click this, it's the same like that Firefox, but I didn't like it. I don't know why. If you click it, see, it will give you the XPath also. See, it's giving you the absolute XPath. I think they are updating.
Yeah,
They are updating.
they're good.
See this, they give real XPath. So I think I should start using it.
Because
If I can be flexible with this, then my Firefox can be got updated. Cropath. See, CHROPATH. It's for Chrome. It's for Chrome. It's better for Chrome. Yeah, you can use, if you want to use Chrome. First of all, you don't need, you can just right click and get it, right? But sometime you might need to find out much better absolute and relative XPath. Then you can use this plugin. What you have to just do, go to Google and look for CHRO
Path extension.
CroPath. দেখাছিলাম last class এ দেখাছিলাম। Then when you come here, just go and install this CroPath. It will install this here in the inspect section. It will not be visible in top of Chrome. It will be only visible when you go for right click inspect. And now you can actually do a lots of things with CroPath. You can go change this. And last but not least, I'm showing you another example. If you are a little bit advanced, when you get a little bit advanced in Chrome, you can also do this. If you understand that I can create XPath for me, right? I don't need anybody, CroPath or Firebug, then you can do this. Let's say what I want to find it, let's say I want to find this search, right? Or let's say I want to find this logo. Okay, then what I can do, I can say Control F. So this search window came up in Chrome, right? You can say //img. So I know that logo is the image. See this, all the image is highlighted. So I will enter, it will give me how many image it got, 21, right? Then after that, all the highlighted image I can go and find it out. And also I can type it like // input. So all the input will be highlighted, something like that. Whatever it is, you just take any one and try to generate a XPath. And that's the 90% of your work will be when you become a Selenium engineer. 80% time you will actually find out XPath, and 20% time you will do code. Because the code is there, you just have to find the XPath. And because see, when you got a mature job, right, you will see the framework is there, everything is there. What do you need? You need the new elements XPaths or locators. Okay, now we will click it, and after click I need to enter ID and password, right? So let's go and grab those two ID and password. So if you click this login button, then you have username, right click, inspect, then input, right? This is the input, right? Click, copy XPath, go to your code, put the XPath here at first time. So it says ID. There is a very nice ID for the username input. So that's why it's giving you this way. So just say username, take out this double quote, so it will look better. Now the code is same, guys. Everything is same. Only change will be the last part of the code. See, after you click the login link, then what I have to do? Same way I have to find this second element, right? Or wrong? And then this time I'm not going to click it. See, in ID field I don't want to click, right? What I want to do? I want to type it. Type. That's why there is a function called send key. So you say send keys, and then I want to type something called user. Then the last code is also same, right? See, then I want to put password. So let's go and find out the XPath for password. So if I select password, then I will see maybe the password has, does the password has an ID called password, see? So I can just take this password and I just change it to here. And this way it becomes very easy to work. If the developer is good, everything is serialized. See this, he created two field and he put it nice to ID. One ID for username, one ID for password.
Same keys for a password.
Now here I need to type pass. So when I do the login, then now let's run and see what's going on. So if I run it now, you will see all this action is happened by Java. হ্যাঁ দেখাবো দেখাবো encrypt Java password encryption. Okay, so it's going to the Chrome, it's going to that website, then you will see it clicks login, user ID, and oh, I need one more XPath login, right? I have to click it. So let's go. See, there is one already a click code, right? So just put it here, and you just need to the change of. So let's go and see what is the XPath for this guy. So if I go here, click it, and it says ID equals to JQ. So I can just put it here. So ID equals to, so the first one is JL label login, so the top one, when the first one you click, and the second login one is called JQ login. See, it's a very good developer. So this 4 line of code will perform your
It will be the same like /span.
login action. Eh? Which one? Oh, this one. You need this span, I think. Without a span, it will not work.
Just the locator.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, that's I have copied from here, right? So let's go and run and see what's going on here. First of all, guys, when you start working with Selenium, you will see lots of Chrome is opening, right? Again and again, and this will actually reduce your memory. Okay, and I will show you a little bit later how you actually, every time you open, you should close it. You should close it from here, and also if you keep it, then your computer will become slow. Run Java application. So click the login button. See, now after the login happen, we see James William. Now a test should always happen last step where it makes sure that the test is completed, right? Now we will have to understand that after login happen, so let's say your test case is when you enter ID and password, you should see James William at the top right corner, right? So we have to also validate this thing. That means we have to test that James William is there. So how do we do that? We can go exactly same thing we can do, just right click this,
With the expert.
inspect, get the XPath of Mr. James William, right?
Or their element.
Yes.
And then get it.
So let's go and find out. So it says span James, then some kind of something, right? So it's where it is under some kind of span, right? I button, yeah. So let's go // so I'm just showing you, right? Sometimes you have to test before you take it. Span, then I want to say there is a function called, guys, you can put a function inside XPath. That's the beauty of XPath, okay? You can say text, right? T-E-X-T, text, right? Equals to what the text I am expecting here? James, then W-I,
LLI.
James Williams. Oh, you have to put it into a single quote or double quote, but take double quote, it will be fine. আচ্ছা এখানে এটার জন্য সমস্যা করতেছে না ও জেমস উইলিয়ামস so you just have to exactly type
Lowercase, right?
James Williams. No, when we use the function you don't need to put at that. James Williams. You know what? Let's take this XPath. How it gives. So I'll say copy copy expert. Yeah, so let's take exactly how Chrome gives me, okay? Because we need to understand something called get text also. So this is the expert where the James William will come, right? After the login happen. So now what I have to do? Now you have to put your little bit brain of old learning. That means first of all you create a variable called string expected result. Look here, this is very important. Whatever you did before, this part will make sure your test is test. So create a string and name it as expected result equals to the expected result is what? James William, right? So the expected result should be James William. Okay, fine. Now create another variable string and name it as a actual result. Now what the actual result is now, guys?
It's in the application.
Now you have expected result James William, but where the actual result is staying at this moment? Inside the application, right? Exactly here inside this place. So what we will do? Same thing, but this
Very
time
important what they're showing right now.
see this left side string actual result. Remember scan equals to scan dot next line. Same thing. So I will say, hey Chrome, find out the element which expert is this. See, which expert is this? But this time don't do any click. Salar.
I'll see that.
That's why I use Firefox. Okay, so you take this, but this time you don't click. You say something called
Get text.
dot get then text. So get text function is a special function like click, like send key. It will now not click and not write anything, but it will take whatever the text inside that element is. If that element contains a big text, it will all take and bring you back, and you are storing that text where?
Inside a very
In this string variable, right? Now your test will be comparable like that.
Wait, তুই শুরু করার আগে এগুলো জিলাতে এগুলো মনে আছে যে এটা কিউটিপিটা কি? Let's see how much
ও
they-
এই যে এটা
হ্যাঁ দাঁড়া কইস না এটা কিউটিপিটা কি ছিল?
Checkpoints.
No. No.
The text, yeah. Text checkpoint.
হলো গেট তারপর আরো
Oh, I don't know.
get arrow property. Same thing. See, this automation concept is pretty much. They are also use QTP also use behind the scene a very good strategy locator. And sometimes that locator will not work. Then you use ordinal identifier index. I don't know you guys. If you go to the repository, you will see lots of things. Now you will say if then expected result then dot equal ignore case. You guys know that, right? With actual result, then I will say what? I will say test is
Pass.
system out dot println test. Passed. But if not,
Test failed.
then we will say test right click run as Java.
তো করা উচিত কি জানো? ওই যে ড্রাইভার ডট যে আছে না তোর যে আই তো ড্রাইভার ডট ক্লোজটা উপরে দিয়ে দে তো প্রতিবার ওপেন করার সময় আগেরটা ক্লোজ করে দে।
Oh, acha, ha ha ha. That's a good idea. Very good idea. So we are looking for this guy. Now let's go and see what it says. It says test passed. Let's say my expected result is James William X. Then what should I see? So right click Java application. And now this time it actually look for James William X and it says fail. You know what happened here?
শুট কনস্ট্রাক্টর করতে গেলে
The pura yeah, oh acha acha. Let's run it again. Got it, guys? You can do that, right? Okay, so let's go and see what happened. Now we are seeing a very interesting issue, and I think we will learn something from here. Right click, run as Java application. What happening here is so let's see what happened. So it's failing, right? The failure has a very specific reason. My computer is getting slow. So after the login happened and looking for James William, there is a time confusion happening. You know? So what happened here is when I click this login button, right? Immediately I'm looking for James William here. So look into line number 37 and look into line number 40. These two things is happening very quickly. But my computer is slow. Selenium is trying to look for the James William very faster than my computer's performance. So that's why it's giving me an issue that there is no such element finding with this
No
thing.
such element. Interview question.
With this thing, Selenium is not finding. Why it's not finding? Because the James William element, it's not coming on expected time. Okay, it's coming actually, but it's coming a little bit later. So to solve this problem, Java has a very ugly type of stopping the code, which is called thread. After you click it, after you perform this click, you say thread. Thread is a very special method of Java. This is actually can stop the code in certain point of time. But we will learn much more better way to do it. You can say thread dot sleep. Hey code, you sleep for certain millisecond. Now if you put 1000 millisecond, that means 1 second. Okay, so we can say let's put it for 1000 millisecond. Now this kind of code need a exception handling. Remember exception handling in scanner class? Remember that? So you have to put a exception handling while you use this kind of code. Okay, this is very important. How many ways I can handle the
Error exceptions.
there are different ways you can handle
Yeah,
it.
but there are a lot of different errors also. Arithmetic errors.
For your
not-
context, for your learning or your experience, you can say no such element exception.
Not,
Then
say element
array
not visible.
array index out of bound exception. There are lots of different ways. Catch, try catch, try catch. যেখানে চলে আসবে
Windows handler. পাঁচটা ওয়েজ না পাঁচটা ওয়েজ তোমার এরর আসবে একটা হলো তোমার নো সাচ এলিমেন্ট arithmetic slate condition. These are all 5 different ones. And
So
I'll show you
for
one.
you can say no such element, then array index of bound element,
Our
then stale element is a very important.
Stale ওই যে ধরো একটা এক্সপ্যান্ড দিছো কিন্তু ডেভেলপার সেটা চেঞ্জ করে ফেলাইছে and you can find that expand, but your expand works but actually it's not the element, so that's what it's slate called.
So see, this is a special, you know about try catch, right? The try catch is whatever happen when it's starting sleeping, when the code starts sleeping, whatever it's happened, if something disaster happen, then it will handle by this catch exception. So now if you run it, I think you will not see that issue anymore. 1000 millisecond means 1 second.
If it doesn't work, then increase the time.
Yes, and we will learn.
Best way to do actually এখানে ইয়া দেওয়া উচিত
Web driver weight.
এটারে implicit explicit weight শুধু একটা এলিমেন্টের জন্য আর implicit
So see, this test is
all
passed now.
elements.
Now we can make James William as a X, and let's see if this test is failing or not. But that's not a good way to sleep it, because this 1000 second unnecessarily, if the element comes in millisecond, nanosecond, but still it will wait for 1000 seconds. So you will be lost some seconds.
It's hard coded basically.
It's hard coded actually. Whatever it's happened, your code will be stay 1 second, a code will be sleep 1 second on that line. So now it says test fail. Okay, so what have you learned so far, guys? That's your starting of Selenium. Go home, practice, and then come back. We will start jumping to some more code.
So if
অবশ্যই
ফেলটার মধ্যে আইটারের সামনে
Now the last thing you have to do is when all the code finish, there is a code called driver. Sorry, what is my driver name? My Chrome, right? So just say my Chrome dot close. So what will happen?
it will close
It will close your browser that is running.
Wait. Old people, all this old class. What is the what
What is
does
the
it do?
difference between close and
My Chrome dot close. Which one is gonna close?
All the Chrome drivers.
That is not active one. If you say my driver,
Last one.
my Chrome dot quit, then it will quit all. That's an interview question. What is the difference between close and quit?
এখানে একটা কথা আছে,
Okay.
একটা ব্রাউজার যদি আরো মাল্টিপল ব্রাউজারে স্প্রেড করে তখন একসাথে কুইট সব ক্লোজ করে।
I know that. So I'm saying that যদি তুমি একটা কাজ করে যে আমি এই পেজে কাজ করছি, then একটা লিংকে ক্লিক করছি,
আরেকটা
একটা
হচ্ছে।
পেজ ওপেন হইছে, then close this one.
Then
So
last
it
one will
only
close.
depends on your programming if your application.
Last browser will get closed. All other browser will be remain. If you put quit, then all the serialized system will be quit.
That's an interview question.
It's to এটা তো ডেভঅপের কোশ্চেন। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, জাভা সেলেনিয়ামের বিল্ডার পারফর্ম। হ্যাঁ, আমি ইউজ করি না, আমি ইউজ করি
I'm sure of it.
না, আমি জানি there is a
I
build.
know, but
There is a build,
there is a build thing and perform. Ooh, what is
আচ্ছা
that
আচ্ছা
for?
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
There is, I believe that is for hash map. Hash map এর জন্য performance build আছে.
কি যেন একটা আছে, আমি দেখছি কিন্তু আমি কখনো ইউজ করি না।
Interview question. What is the difference between get and navigate?
So now let's go with the question, okay? So this is your code. Now look and see and tell me what difficulties you are facing to understand this code. Now we will don't worry about array, forget about array, vary, whatever it is, just
এর সাথে কি ছিল? Vary.
ওরাকেল একটা আছে vary, জানেন? ওরাকেলের ভিতরে একটা অবজেক্ট আছে vary,
I think vector array.
something like that, yeah. আমি আসলে ইউজ করি না কখনো, but I know that's the bigger of array. It's a bigger mechanism of array. মানে অ্যারে যদি 5টা এলিমেন্ট নিতে পারে, ভ্যারে হয়তো একটু বেশি নিতে পারে, এই টাইপের।
I have a question.
Yes, now I'm ready for taking question. Yes.
This all the thing you did for that specific website. So login, there are some login pages where they verify with pictures or something. Would that work?
আবার সুন্দর করে বলো কোশ্চেনটা।
Which apps?
Verify with image.
You
হ্যাঁ,
verify with
হ্যাঁ,
image if you're not a robot, those stuff.
Oh no, that's little.
Interview question.
See, it's that part is the whole intention of that part is to prevent automation engine. So that part you cannot automate.
Wait, interview question. They're gonna say, does Selenium handles captcha? It doesn't.
Captcha, yes,
So
that's
what
the
are,
part.
what are you gonna do? You have to do a third party extension which is called robot.
Robot দিয়ে করে।
Yeah, robot class. You gotta use robot class.
No, Selenium doesn't have inbuilt capability to work with CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA is something very authenticate only to prevent automation. See, if CAPTCHA is not there, then with this automation engine or this kind of code, people can create lots of account into some websites, right? That's why CAPTCHA.
ওগুলোরে crash করে ফেলবো।
Eh?
ওদেরটাই crash করে ফেলবো।
Ah,
ওগুলো করতে হবে।
right.
সারা রাত ধরে একটা
You can create a virus also.
Yeah.
How do you
আরে সব কথা মনে আসছে?
আমরা most of the time manually বলতে কি, so what do we do to prevent captcha in our automation? So while the application is in Q environment,